Hey everyone, it's Jamie from Best Nerd Life and welcome to another episode of Nerd Thrifts. Now recently I went to the lovely seaside town of Torquay on a bit of a small birthday break. And whilst I was there, I decided to go around the charity shops and other places like that to see what they had on offer. And I got quite a few things, which I'm going to show in this video, as I usually do. I was actually going to film an intro when I was there, but long story short, I kind of nearly fell into the sea, so yeah, I decided to do it here where it was safer. Let's go. Starting off this video by going into cash converters, and I found a couple of things in this shop, including this Totaku, I think they're called, Mitsuguri, I think he is called, from Soul Calibur 6. $5.99, I don't think is a bad price, but I didn't get it for some reason. Probably should have. I do want to get more of these. I think they're pretty cool, but in this case I left it. Moving on to the gaming section for real, and I found this Dreamcast UEFA Dream Soccer game. I was tempted to get this, but then again, like, not for $9.99. I'm not spending $9.99 on a football game. But then I also saw this Sonic and the Black Knight Wii game. Yeah, I got this because I've seen this before and just wanted to experience it. So yeah, that's in my collection now. Pretty cool. In the glass cabinet here in a second, and a bunch of stuff like this teal Game Boy Color. I actually have one of these. I adore the Game Boy. So yeah, it was cool to see. Anyway, some other stuff like the Pokeball there, $39.99. I kind of want it, but then again I don't. An Oculus Quest 2, and then these things, there was a ton of them. Ori and the Will of the Wisps, I think it's called. Collector's Edition. Didn't have a price on, but I did get it anyway, because yeah, it was $17.99 sealed, so yeah, I'm getting this, because I've never played it. Moving on to CEX here, and I found something that I've never actually found in a CEX before. Big box PC games. I was really tempted to get this because it was only £10 and I had some credit, but it was actually really like squashed on the back, so yeah, I left it. But that's really cool. I did not know they did big box PC games, and I will be on the lookout for stuff like this in the future because now I know they do them. I always like looking around the glass cabinets to see what crazy stuff they have and the crazy prices. You got Super R-Type, I think it is, on the left there for £45. Mega Man 2 for the NES, I believe, for $55, which, yeah, I'm not going to be getting them. And then some Mega Drive games, again, for fairly crazy prices, I'll say. Not absolutely crazy, but not stuff that I'm willing to pay for. Checking out the PlayStation 1 games as well. Now these are things that I'm not really actively looking for unless I find some in a charity shop for fairly decent prices, but I do like looking around at games and stuff, and that Silent Hill, £70 for the Platinum version. Absolutely crazy. I've said it before, I found that for 50p in a charity shop. I don't think I'll ever find anything like that again, but it's just interesting to see what they're selling them at. Some more PlayStation 1 games here, and you know what, £15 for Oddworld. I think that's an okay price. Like, I wouldn't mind paying for that, but again, I'm not actively looking for these at the moment, so yeah, I left them for other people. And Alone in the Dark as well. Wouldn't mind paying £12 for that, but yeah, I just left everything here. On to one last regular shop before the charity shops. I think this was Entertainer, but I found Starlink PlayStation 4 version. I actually really like this game, and I think it's really sad that it kind of like petered out because I think it was fun. And I mean, I got the Switch one, which had Fox McCloud in it and all that kind of stuff. And yeah, I mean, £5 for the starter kit, and as well as some accessories for like £1 or whatever. Yeah, pretty decent game for a cheap price. Cool. On to the first charity shop of the day then, and not a whole lot here. Some PlayStation 2 games, including this kind of collector's edition tin thing, steel case of whatever that game was. Skate 3, Call of Duty, some FIFA games, stuff that, you know, I'm not really looking for. I don't collect PlayStation 3 games. I would have picked up Skate 3 if I was collecting them, but yeah, I left them there. Another media section here, and I found a DS game. which is just random puzzles. I don't know. Some Wii games and Xbox stuff, and just, you know, kind of generic stuff. Then I found an Xbox game, original, Robots. Not seen the film, not played the game. It was £1. I want to build my Xbox collection originals. So yeah, I got it. Now, as I was leaving that shop, I also found this internet phone, some kind of mobile phone with a USB sticking out the bottom. £5 call time as well from Tesco. I have no idea what this is. I was really tempted to get it just to play around with it and see if I could get it working, but yeah, I left it because I've got too much stuff already. I'm sure someone else will get it, maybe. I don't know. Does it have any use nowadays? Probably not. It looks fairly old. Gotta be honest, I'm a bit of a sucker for cuddly toys, and in particular Pusheen. And I found a Pusheen cuddly toy for like £1 or whatever it was, as well as a sloth one, which is really cute. But that Pusheen thing in particular was really, really cute. My fiance actually bought it me. It was very kind of her. And yeah, judge me if you will, but I love cuddly toys and soft and fluffy stuff. Onto yet another media section here, and a couple of PlayStation games and PC games and stuff. Like whatever this is, it looks fairly generic. A Sims 2 game expansion pack thing, which is like a dime a dozen, as well as Company of Heroes. Never played that, but yeah, it was a thing. Also on the shelf above was King Kong. I would have got it, but I already have it. I even have like the limited edition thing. It's my fiance's, but yeah, I didn't get it. Now, would you believe this next thing? I went all the way to Torquay to chill out, and I found Dad's Army, which is, yeah, of its time. But then also Fawlty Towers. Of course, Fawlty Towers is meant to be set in Torquay. It's not actually filmed there, but it's meant to be set in Torquay. And it was here on VHS, bundled up like that. Pretty decent. I would have got it, but I'm not paying £10 for it. You know, they're not particularly rare, so yeah, whatever. Some other stuff here as well. But that Fawlty Towers find was absolutely fantastic, and it made my day. Now, a bit further into that charity shop, which is a pretty good one, mind, I found a box of random games and whatnot. Things that, you know, were alright, you know, stuff I've seen before. But I did find something interesting eventually. Not that Princess and Ice. Black and White 2, I like that game, but that's not what I was talking about. Shutter Island, again, I've seen that before and I do want to play it, but that's not what I was talking about. I was talking about this, Tweenies Game Time. I would have got this, but they were asking like $8.95, I think, for it, which is, yeah, I'm not paying that for a Tweenies game. I paid like £1 for it, but whatever, I left it. Now, this is the last of the Torquay finds, and yeah, this was just like a big box of a Wii winding device, which is like just something you could store the kind of Wii remote cable in. I mean, there was just like a box of it, just with stuff piled in it. I don't know. I didn't get one. I don't think anyone bought one. I don't know if they're ever going to sell, but just a box full of it. I thought it was interesting, and yeah. Back to my regular haunts here, and yeah, I found an Advent keyboard and mouse setup for £5. This was like fairly recent. It had Windows 10 on it, so I don't know how long Windows 10 has been around, but it's fairly recent, I guess. In the last 10 years? I don't know. Yeah, it was a bit of a naff find, but I thought I'd include it anyway. Checking out the bric-a-brac section with a lot of golf balls, and I found a R2-D2 and C-3PO Star Wars mug. Not a massive fan of Star Wars, it's alright, whatever, I left it. I also found a stack of now, that's what I call music, from like 81 to like 101, I think it is, so yeah, I never really collected them, but for someone who does, pretty decent find, I reckon. But yeah, I left them. Then below it I found this empty case. I wish I'd got that because I always need random CD cases, as well as this Knuckles, the Echidna, Sonic the Hedgehog sock pack. I got it for like £2. I like Sonic and I like Knuckles, as well as Daffy Duck. I didn't get this, but yeah, it was interesting to see anyway. I like to check book sections from time to time, and this particular instance I struck a bit of gold. This is a Banksy book. I adore Banksy. Wall and Peace. It's just a book full of his artwork. Really cool. They wanted, I think, £2 for it, so yeah. Oh no, it's £4. Yeah, a pretty decent price for that. I got it, so yeah. I've got a Banksy book now. Heading to the cassette tape section, and here's something that I don't find every day. This is a portable cassette player, which is, yeah, I mean, it looked really cool. It wasn't sealed, but it like had like its original packaging still. The actual earphones were still kind of wrapped up with that wire thing that headphones come with. Yeah, it seemed pretty cool. They were wanting like £12.50 for it, which I wasn't going to buy, especially not since I've already got one. But it was cool anyway. It seemed in pretty good nick, and I'm sure it got snapped up by someone. Onto the t-shirt section here, and I found a couple of good things. Mostly just generic stuff, which I'm not interested in. But I did find some nerdy things like this Rick and Morty t-shirt. Now I know that there's some controversy with Tristan Roiland at the moment, with him being abusive or whatever, but I'm really glad that the studios and stuff have gotten rid of him, and Rick and Morty hasn't been kind of dismantled, because there's a lot of people work on it and it's not their fault. Anyway, another glass cabinet here, and some pretty cool things that I'm not interested in, but cool anyway. Some Among Us action figures. Looks very sus to me. Ha 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 ha. Yeah, for 20 quid, it's a fine for someone, I guess, but not for me. Something else a little bit cool on top of the t-shirts. This is a Jessica Jones Q-Fig figure. I actually have this exact one, otherwise I would have got it, because I like the kind of art style of these things, so it's really cool to see, and I thought it was well made and all that kind of stuff, but I left it, as I said, because I've already got them. Yet another t-shirt section here, and I'm finding some pretty decent things here. Including this He-Man t-shirt. If I was a fan of He-Man, I would have picked it up, but I'm not a fan. I've never really watched the original He-Man cartoon, so I left it. Also, this Incredible Hulk, although it was a bit too big for me. Cool to see anyway. Left both of these. And then finally, once again above the t-shirts, I found a retro arcade thing that you built, and it looked pretty cool actually, although they were wanting like £12-ish for it again. Yeah, that's not something I want to pay for that much, so even though it was really cool, I did leave it. Do I regret it? I don't know if I do, but it was interesting to say the least. There we go, another Nerdy Thrifts video sorted. I was really happy with the stuff that I found and bought. You know, I got some games, I got some clothing, I got that really cool kind of collector's edition of Ori. I will be opening that in a video later on, because I want to. But yeah, really enjoyed this episode. If you did, then by all means like, comment, subscribe, do all that social media goodness, and as always, keep living that best nerd life.